Welcome to Spill the Immunity. I'm your host, Bree, along with my amazing co-hosts, Brandon and Alex. Alex over in Fiji somewhere, in Vietnam, actually, and Brandon holding things down in Indianapolis. Hey, Brandon, what's going on today? What do we got going? We got some great people here. And he's not hearing me now.
I'm back. I was playing our show live, watching us, and it was not making sense at all. Bree, thank you for putting us together, and we're excited, as she said. Jonny Fairplay, Angela Perkins in the house. Thank you guys very much for being here. Why don't you guys first kind of tell us what you've been up to since your season? We'll go first. Jonny Fairplay, go for it.
I was passing the mic to Beauty Before Age.
I understand, but we know who the headliner is.
So am I going? All right. Well, I will go Age Before Beauty as the colloquialism goes. You guys should lean in on the Spill the ImmuniTEA.
That's right.
Yeah.
A little punch in there. I like it.
Yeah, a little punch at the end. Spill the ImmuniTEA.
Tech and production. Wow.
Yeah, I do all the things. I run a podcast empire reality after show. Check it out on YouTube, youtube.com/aftershow. Links to everything at realityaftershow.com. I have a Survivor 50 tour. Me and Richard Hatch are touring the country. We're going to be, let's see, we just added Newport News March 18th. We're doing April 8th, Richard Hatch's birthday in Baltimore, Jimmy's Famous Seafood. The next week, we are in Charlotte, North Carolina at Heist Brewing, and then we're going to be in Cincinnati, Ohio at Little Miami Brewery Event Center, the big space. Angela's going to be there at Little Miami Brewing for the premiere, but we are at the big building with the big parking lot on me and Richard Hatch on April 29th. Go to survivortix.com. That's survivortix.com. They're all tickets have been on sale for everything but Newport News for about a week, and we are almost sold out, which is insane because these dates are in April and March. And but people are loving 50. It's in the hands of the fans. So do not miss out. Get your tickets right now. SurvivorTix.com, SurvivorTix.com.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Jonny Fairplay. Angela, what are you doing premiere night?
All right. Well, thanks for having me, first of all. So premiere night, I think Jonny already mentioned that I'm going to hang out with Matt Biscoff and a couple other legends at near the Cincinnati area at Little Miami Brewing.
Awesome. We're excited to have you guys. Thank you so much for being here. We have actually made this mistake before, having Survivor castaways on this draft, because they always win against us on these drafts, as Todd Herzog did 3 years ago. And it's whatever, right? It's whatever. So what we're going to do today, while we're doing this first draft, which is our podcasters versus castaways, is next week, Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to do a time zone draft where we're picking one person from each time zone who will be doing the same exact thing we're doing today, hands the fans, and we're going to make sure that you are selected from everybody else who has also signed up. There's the QR code on the corner of this podcast. Click on it, scan it, whatever you do with these QR codes, and we'll pick one of you guys here shortly at the end of this episode. And then we'll also pick an alternate next week. Again, 9 p.m. Monday, we'll be having a second one of these drafts, and the winner will pick a customized Todd Pop. You can get Jonny Fairplay. You can get Angela Perkins, maybe even a Bree Campano if you want. Bree, have you had a pop made after you?
I need to get a pop made. The problem is that I don't know what to get. So I'd have to get like a bunch of them because I have so many favorites. I love Survivor. I'm all about Survivor. It is my favorite. Oh, look at that. That's fantastic.
I have to ask, John, did you have that made for you, or is that a gift?
So I was the one of the very first ever Todd Pops. and he was my fans versus favorites outfit, and I didn't love it. I take that back. I loved it, but it was just he had just started making them, and then so it was just 2 feet, no back, no nothing. And I'm seeing all these other amazing pops that are immensely better than mine, and I was just like, hey, I know I was one of the first, but can I update mine? And he was like, of course. So I sent it back to Todd, and this is the updated version. And we switched from the Micronesia to the Pearl Islands, which is more so my favorite season.
My favorite thing that Todd does on these things are the little details. And Angela, we'll get to yours here in a second. But Jonny, with yours, what are the details that Todd has put onto yours to make it the Fairplay idol?
Well, we have a grandma tombstone. I have the buff around the Pearl Islands buff around my wrist. Those are my underwear. Those are the same color shoes. That is my penguin shirt. Which it's so when you're filming before every challenge and before Tribal Council, they take pictures of you. To see, well, they ask you, do you have any injuries? And if you do, we don't care. But they use that to take pictures of you to see if there's any logos showing, because they don't want you to show your logos. So whenever I would do, my picture, there was a penguin logo on my shirt, and I would do the Fairplay gimmick to cover it up, because I wanted Penguin to see it so I could possibly get a sponsorship after the show. Perfect. And I think I think we had 3 days left or something. They're like, Fairplay, your logo is, and I'm just like, and they took the magic marker to it, blah, blah, blah. But I had my logo exposed for most of my season.
I'm gonna go back and watch that and see if I can see the penguin anywhere.
Oh yeah, we got spoiler.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There you go.
I gotta ask Alex really quick before we get to Angela. I gotta ask Alex really quick, because we've had this conversation. We want to get a pop made. What is your pop that you're gonna get made? Because I know you talked about it.
Like, I don't recall that at all, honestly.
Oh, really?
What pop am I gonna get made?
There's a few pale ales involved.
Yeah. It was late. Yeah. It must have been late night in Bali or something, where you were at or something. But we talked about it.
I'll get it of the season 50 winner. I'll get the season 50 winner.
Okay, well, there you go.
Oh, so you get my pick.
Oh.
Yeah. Pop rabbit hole here, but we got to get to Angela's pop. I mean, Angela.
Let's do it.
Okay, so look at mine. There's a piece missing. I need to message Todd, but the details are super sick. Like from the tennis shoes to the iconic challenge that I won. So I won the weird. Where's my camera?
I was about to say, is there a sea cucumber in your hand?
Shut up. Yes, and there was one in my mouth, but it busted off, and it was huge. It was huge. I got the immunity necklace, of course, on that one. And it's perfect. It looks just like it. And then, of course, my iconic torch with my name on it. But again, even if you look at the little bamboo platter, it has the eyes of pearls, and it just even my buff, the details in the buff. This is one of my favorite things to look at when I come in my office, to include my bad hair dye job, or the lack thereof, growing out of the roots. So yeah, I really cherish this item. So it's really cool.
I remember asking you your relationship status after that episode.
Oh man, talk about relationships. I will tell you now, I'm married now with a guy that's 15 years younger than me, and at 48 and a half, we had twins. So I'm 51 now, and the twins are 2.5. So there you have it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're as a very impressive challenge to win.
Now she's really playing Survivor.
Funny thing is when I did it, there's so much stuff that is not captured online. A couple of times Jeff had to stop filming, but that was one of them. And he's like, Angela, I don't know whether I should be impressed or completely grossed out. because when I first put it on, I didn't really know all the parameters of the food eating challenges of like what we could do, what we could do. Because in some episodes where they had it, you had to completely chew it. This thing was freaking huge. I mean, bigger than my arm and this big black thing long. And I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with it? I don't even know what's inside of it. What is this thing? So I had to stop. I'm like, okay, wait, Jeff, as we're doing this, can we swallow? Can we chew? What do we have to do? He's like, get it down any way you have to. I'm like, okay, game on. So on the first one, even in the episode, you'll see me, like if you do a playback, you'll see me, I'm going like this. Well, at that moment, it had gone down my throat and then came completely back up. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm going to do it again. And then just took it all and took all the second one too. So
she took it like a champ, guys.
Yeah.
There's that. There's that.
It's funny. I had become skin diver certified right before I went out for Micronesia, and there were sea cucumbers where I was training at, and my instructor had sophomoric humor like myself, and he was like, you know what you can do with sea cucumbers. And so when I went out for Micronesia, I was like, hey guys, watch this. And they're just like, oh my God, like what is Spirit? Like, of course, Fairplay.
Here we go.
They do this and how this works.
Bree, do you have any good segue to any of that?
I have a new Funko Pop idea.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get Todd to get back into the pops. I love that Todd does those pops. We've had him on before. He wins our drafts, so we couldn't allow him back on again. We're letting you guys come in and do this. Really excited about it. Before we get into some of that, though, I have a couple questions for you guys. So, and I'm going to pose this to both of you, but I want to start with Jonny because, you know, of all the things that you went through and the famous grandma lie, all of the different things. But do you think there's like a point between legacy and the $1 million where entertainment is more important than, because we've seen now with Survivor, when you are memorable, when you stand out, when you are good TV, it can mean a lot more than $1 million. So
Yeah.
where do you sit on that legacy over $1 million? Like winning isn't everything.
Yeah, no, I've made more than $1 million, but
Oh,
but when I was out there, I had three. I wanted to create the character of Jonny Fairplay, have creative control over that character, and keep him on for as long as possible. Those were my three. I should have had a fourth goal of winning $1 million. That wasn't the three goals that I had. So is there a part of me that wished that was my number one goal? Yes and no, because like I think I'd be dead right now if I'd won. So no, I'm a huge believer of fate, and everything happens for a reason. And so I did what I did purposely and purposefully, that I'm very happy. And yeah, no, I've got, I mean, Wendell, winner of Ghost Island, has been to my home multiple times, and every time he's like, "Dude, you won Survivor! Like this place is insane! Like this is just my studio / game room / record, you know, and like this room alone, most dudes and some dudettes, but you know, most dudes would kill for just this room." My house is, I mean, like I have a smoke show fiance that has the rest of this house just immaculately done. Like it's incredible. And then the friendships that I've made over the years, like, you know, I have the casting process of CBS, NBC, Buna Murray, and all these shows that they're casting my friends for me. So I don't even have to, like, you know, like they vetted them out. They're STD free. They're dynamic personalities. They're ridiculously beautiful, and these are my friends that have been vetted by you know, hundreds of casting directors. So yeah, no regrets. I am more than happy with how everything played out.
Yeah, I would have to say I agree with that. I wanted to. I saw Angela, you were like nodding along with that. You would go with that as well. And my second question to that, and I'll throw at you, Angela, is do you think that since season 40 in this new era that is playing too much in the players' minds, and they're pushing things to try to become that legacy player instead of trying to win the game, or they're just pushing too hard. I feel like they push too hard to try to get those moments, which really kind of felt more organic back in the day.
Right. I to a certain extent. I mean, you have real players. So the goal of the game is, yes, ultimately to win $1 million, but it's the vulnerability or the willingness to be vulnerable. And you have, even if you have that one player that does it, so think about Caroline. Caroline was so vulnerable and so real in her episode. She didn't give two shits. Yes, she wanted the $1 million, but she was just her, raw her, whether you liked her or not. And in the beginning, people were like, wow, she is a whack job. Like, get her off. And even watching her, I'm like, what is wrong with this chick? But then, of course, I fell in love with her just because she was so vulnerable and so real, and not, she was not scripted. She didn't try to be a character. And then you go back to players like Wendell, the winner of my season. While his eye was on the prize, he was still a real person. And I think when you are a real person, regardless if you're trying to be a character or not, your values and things do come true. And I think we're seeing a lot less of those, but then those diamonds shine a little bit higher, a little bit more, if that makes sense.
Yeah, if I could piggyback off that, if the goal of the new era is to become famous for a moment more than being a winner, I feel they're epically failing. I feel like the moments are being created by Jeff, like, you know, the Eva Joe thing and the snake bite Jake thing. And it's more reflection of Jeff and Survivor than those particular people. And Survivor, the new era run was flat. I mean, the interest for season 50 is immensely higher than anything Survivor has done in 5 years and maybe even 15 years, truth be told. So if they're going, hey, I want to be an influencer after this, you missed the boat. That ship sailed literally 15 years ago. So you can hope to be a part of this money train that is season 50. It is in the hands of the fans, even though these hands would have written down a few different names. But I mean, but if what they say is true, that there's no bad picks in this draft. I mean, these are the 18 people we all wanted, right?
Which is our next question for you guys is, who is the one person that should be on season 50 that is not one of the chosen ones besides Jonny Fairplay?
I'm not. Why am I not saying myself? I'm literally first round pick of who should have been on 50.
I have to agree with that. I think both of you guys would have been phenomenal. And here's the thing, and this is something that I've been saying for a long time. These guys will attest to that. Is there was such a push from, I don't know, Jeff, production, whatever it was, to get rid of these. I want you to eat the rest of the sugar. I want you to create these drama moments and these. I like the bad boy, bad girl villain character. I think it's so needed. I think it brings so many dynamics and it's fun and strategic. I'm not saying do mean, horrible things. I don't want to see that kind of a thing coming, but they've really pushed so far away from it. And you can see that people want the players of old.
You want people to root against.
Yeah. You want to root against people. You want fun with it. You want I always call them dastardly deeds. I like dastardly deeds. I want to see some people messing, burn the hat, eat the rest of the thing, hide the food, do whatever. I'm not so great about going through people's bags. I think there has to be one little safe space. That's just me.
I used to be there with you, but I've talked to enough people that have played in the new era that I'm like, fuck it. If they're in, if everyone else is in, that's not a hill to die on. So I've walked that one back. but I was right there with you for the longest time. But I will also say that Jeff has kind of walked back the the new era started in the midst of COVID, and he wanted to change the message, and it was like, let's tell good stories, whatever. But if you see the people that he did choose to be on season 50, you have your Savannahs, you have your Qs, and you have your Camillas. Those are quote unquote bad guys by definition. They're, so he has walked that back. And I will say this, the podcast that Probst did with Rob C, that in which he said, we're done with villains, we're not doing the villains thing anymore, that's done and over. I will say this, after that interview was over, Rob C was like, hey, can we circle, like Jeff's like, oh, that was great, blah blah blah, and he's like, can we circle back to that villains thing, because you're really I don't know if you're aware, but how cinema is made is Batman versus the Joker, Lex Luthor versus Superman. That is go back to God versus the devil. I mean, literally, this is the story that has furthered epic tales as from the beginning of time. So what? And he was like, oh no. He goes no, I'm definitely going to bring back bad guys, and people love bad. He's like, I'm just talking about just scumbag human beings. And he was just like, well, I wish you kind of would have said that in the podcast. He was like, oh, well, they know what I meant. And it's like, nope. You literally just said no more villains. We're done with villains. So if that's the case, and I really wish Jeff would come back and kind of readdress that. I don't think we're done. I think we're getting, if my guess is correct, I think season 50 is going to be a ridiculous success, and we will look back on the new era as an epic failure. And I'm no shot. I think there's 10 people in the new era that I think you could add to the cool list. Maybe you can stretch that out a few more. I would limit it to 10. There's literally 10 people that I felt were remotely memorable in any way. That's just me. I have my own opinion, and that's it. But I think moving forward, I think season 51 is going to be Second Chance. I think season 52 is going to be Heroes, Villains 2. I think season 53 is going to be Blood versus Water. And I think every 5 seasons we're going to get an All Stars, and I think we're going to get Rivals, and then so I think we could potentially get an All Villains cast. I think we could get an All Heroes cast. I think the new player conundrum that has proven through 5 years to be an epic fail, we're going to adopt the challenge model. And and for all you is like, well, yeah, we do love our old survivors, but we do like someone great. Add Rachel Riley to the mix. Add Derek Hogue from Dancing with the Stars. Add these people that say from these Rob R from the Traders and Love Island, and all these people that say they want to do Survivor. Put them in with the heavy hitters, and then they're not fishes out of water.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Angela made a good point there. And look at Australia Survivor, right? Took over in this major way. I know you're a big fan of King George. Why? So you have the matching tattoos, right? And he was the villain. There's you have to be infamous. You have to have a little bit of infamy about you.
And they love King George in Australia. King George is not a bad guy in Australia. Is that insane?
Right. Right. Well, even look at the Rat King. Now, I wasn't a fan of the Rat King. I didn't think he deserved to win, but he had that infamy to him. He was, in his own way. And then I think Angela made a good point there. Is Carolyn kind of slipped in there. They thought, oh, she's kind of this wacky person. She's literally kind of, I love Carolyn. I'm the biggest Carolyn fan. She's kind of a crackhead. I mean, you know what I mean? She got in there. They
casted her to go home early.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They casted her to go home early. Yeah. They didn't realize she's got that X factor. She's got that thing. She's got that fair play. She's got that King George. She has that thing that just makes her a little bad that people love.
When they cast Survivor, they cast 2 to 3 people they want to win. They cast 3 to 4 people that they know are the first out. and then the rest is filler. No shade, but that's how they fucking cast the show. And Carolyn was one of those 3 to 4 wackos that need. It's just like, oh, it's Dirty Annie, the girl from 48 or whatever.
Well, Angela said, she's you have to be vulnerable. She was incredibly vulnerable. She was incredibly, and that's like, she's so authentic. She's like that in real life. She's extremely kind. She's very funny and nice and goofy.
And also mean in real life. I love
also
Carolyn.
unpredictable.
And unpredictable, exactly. Yeah. And she's, she's a human, but she basically ran naked, if you want to say, with all of the who she is on the show. And it is who she is. And I think that you Angela, you were talking about, you have to be vulnerable. You have to get to those levels, to get to those things, you have to be a bit vulnerable out there.
Well, Survivor can't be like the kiddie show when you have, the traders and all these, you have big competition, big personalities, a lot of people with, that kind of infamous nature. They're willing to be the bad, like those shows are kind of, that's kind of the point of them. Right. And then Survivor's coming in and it's giving corporate retreat. It's giving like the kids reality TV show.
Well, but you go back to what Fairplay said. Why is Survivor where it is now? It's not because the new era. It's because like people are begging time after time. Like, I want people to tap out. There's reasons that they remember these legends. It's not because they were sweet, kind, and did the right thing versus the popular thing. I agree. I want to be on the edge of there's some episodes or some series, I'm just like, God, why am I watching that? I can't not watch it because it's my family. It's very similar to like military. You're a very small niche, small portion of this population that does this, right? But I want to be on the edge of my seat, and wanting more,
Yeah. And you can do the right thing as long as it's against a scumbag. But you have to have the scumbag there for the guy to do or the girl to do the right thing. So there's no yin without the yang. And Jeff is leaning in, like I saw an interview he just did last week, and he's just like, he goes, I want this show to be for kids. Well, guess what? You can make this show for kids, and it can be the same exact show that it was before. Like The Simpsons has the jokes for us that the kids don't get. Like Pearl Islands, like I'm one of the greatest villains in the history of the show. And when my season was out, I go to a mall in a big city or whatever, and kids would run up and hug me, and I'd look at their parents, and I'm just like, you're a horrible parent. Like, why is your kid hugging me? Because I'm the bad guy. And they're like, they don't understand what you're doing. They just see how animated you are, and to them, you're a cartoon character, and it works for kids on that level. And let's go one level up from those kids that are hugging me that I'm a cartoon character. Those are the same fucking kids, that are watching everything on YouTube and TikTok and everything else. They're getting the other stuff, and it's okay.
Well, as you said before, the whole Batman thing, it's Rupert versus Johnny, in the same way that people buy the Darth Vader when they buy the Yoda. They're in it for both characters, and it works. And I think it's time to draft some of these Yodas and these Darth Vaders right now to segue us into this draft. I'm so excited you guys are here. We have about 5 to 6 rounds. How we're going to determine the draft order today, and then we'll go on for another 5 hours about Survivor.
Can we just do alphabetically starting with J?
Wow. No, we can't. Actually, we'll start. What's the next letter? We'll start there.
No. I thought we were having trivia to do this. I thought there was a fair way we were doing this.
This is trivia right here. We're not going with the J method. I have some questions. I'll ask them, and when you get the question right, you will pick what number of draft position you want for your first round. So if you're like, I don't really want to pick the first person because I got in between like 2 or 3, then be like, okay, got the first question right, I'm going to pick third, and you'll keep that position throughout the rest of the draft. Remember, it's a snake draft, so that means if you pick first, you're picking last in the very next round. So what we'll do, since I know all the answers, I won't be selecting, so I'll just get the fifth pick.
I'll give you the worst spot, Brandon. No problem.
Or whatever's left. The fifth pick may be available.
Or whatever is left.
Or may not be available. Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens with that. So I'm going to go with a hand raising system, Bree, unless there's another way we can do this.
Go for it.
Perfect. Okay. So we got our first question. Raise your hand. Say the answer after you've been called on. The question is, who was the first contestant to win the game by a perfect jury vote? Perfect jury vote. Who was the first winner ever? Perfect jury vote. It was.
We're not going to get anyone answering these questions.
It was 8-0. It was Caramoan. Jonny Fairplay.
Tony?
No, this was Survivor Caramoan. Was it John Cochran? Are my answers wrong?
Oh, Caramoan was Cochran. Sorry, I was thinking Cagayan.
Okay.
Yep. All right. My bad. No, you're right. I'm sorry.
Okay. I will tone down the questions. Here we go. When or who found the first hidden immunity idol? Jonny Fairplay.
Yule?
Yule is correct. So Yule, Johnny, do you want first, second, third, fourth, or fifth?
Ooh, I'm going first.
First, okay. You got it locked up. All right. Okay.
I think we should let Johnny pick the order.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim, pick the rest of the order because they're not one to answer the questions.
Okay.
Well, I don't know the
all
answers to the
day,
questions.
honestly.
I do this, but I'm terrible.
I'm protecting my Survivor family first and foremost. Angela, would you like the second pick, or is there a pick you would prefer other than the second pick? Because it is snake
I'll
draft.
have third.
Okay. Angela would like third pick. All right. Once again, beauty before age. Bree, would you like the second or fourth pick?
I'm actually going to take the fourth pick.
Okay. And Alex, you seem like a cool dude, but Brandon thought he was already writing the script. I am changing that script. You have the second pick just to throw some disarray into the mix.
Got it.
All right. So Brandon, that puts you in
Nicely
last pick. We're going to get moving. I'm going to bring this up on screen and let's get it done. So here is our drafts. We got all kinds of good stuff. Johnny, you're picking first.
All right. So I have an advantage of I've done tribe cast assessments for 2 of the 3 tribes the past 2 weeks. So I have an advantage of those 2. I do not have the advantage of the 3rd tribe that I have not cast assessed yet. So with that, I am not going with my pick. I am going with Kelly Wentworth, who I feel should have been on this cast more so than I think 12 others. if I had to put a pecking order on it. And I am picking Kelly Wentworth's number 1 pick. And I'm going with her teammate, Aubrey.
Okay. I thought you were actually going to pick Kelly Wentworth. I was getting very excited about this draft already.
I will tell this super quick story. My first fantasy league fantasy football league I was ever in, it was a celebrity league, and it was myself and Stephen Coletti, the drummer from My Chemical Romance, the other host from American Idol that's not Ryan Seacrest. So there were all these people in this league, but also there was the football player Lawyer Malloy, who with his either 3rd or 4th round pick chose Seattle defense. And I felt that screamed volumes at his ability to play fantasy football.
Mm-hmm. The old defense pick in the first 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Perfect. I did have
would have worked this season.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. I did have somebody pick a retired player, like they've been retired for 5 seasons, and pick them in a fantasy draft, and that was probably my biggest flaw story I've heard. Is that me? We're so hard to tell between.
No,
Bree.
it's Alex. He's up next.
Alex is
No. Brandon,
He
you're
said
supposed
me.
to be second. I as I said, I changed what Brandon wanted.
He knew what I was doing. Yep.
Okay.
He knew what I was doing. I have mine in between two. First, I want to comment on Aubrey pick real quick. I think that's a great pick. I think she is, for whatever reason, so undervalued this season.
Yeah.
Whether it's because her game has kind of, if you take it just by her placement, she's kind of gone like this, where her game seems to be getting worse and worse. And I think she has such a low threat level because of that. I think that's why Tony was able to win his Winners at War season, because he had a terrible second season. And so that kind of allows you to be a little bit less valued. And so I think that's a fantastic first pick.
And her tribe is a tribe of chaos, where they're like, that's the low hanging fruit.
Mm-hmm.
So whereas let's say Chrissy Hoffbeck's tribe, there's a lot more focus, where a player like Aubrey could be, it's just like, all right, we're all cool, you might be the weakest, or you are the most on the outs of the connections that we already have. Whereas Aubrey, in a tribe of chaos, being an outsider, being like, I'm not crazy, I think really works for her.
Yep. I would agree with that. It's a great first pick. Was not my first pick, but she was in my top 5. I am worried that Survivor made a mistake, and that is when I saw Joe, Ozzy, and Suri at the award show, that they may have gotten that position based on one of these crazy ideas that Jeff came up with this season with Mr. Beast and whoever else is Billie Eilish and all these idols. I think they go deep in this game, the 3 of them somehow, and they get this award for having to represent
Don't
Survivor.
you do that to me, Brandon.
I might be doing it to you. So if I had to pick a winner between Suri, Ozzy, and Joe, if this is what happened, because I'm still kind of mad at Survivor for telling us about season 49 and how we already knew those players going into the season, I am actually going to pick Suri. And I'm sorry, Bree, that I have picked
knew I was going to do
number 1.
And real quick, if I'm writing if Survivor's scripted, it is not. I've played it. It is very much not scripted. If it were scripted, I am writing it for a Suri win.
Yep.
And that's it. There's no better ending to Survivor 50 than Suri wins and we're good.
Yep.
I think she learned a lot from Traders. So,
well, what about Australian Survivor?
Yep. Yeah. I think she learned a lot from Traders. I think she learned a lot from Australian Survivor, kind of assisting Poverty with the win. And now she's like, okay, I see how she did that. I think I can work that. And I think she looks so good going into season 50 right now. And she should not look this good. She should be out in the first couple days.
Yeah.
So,
all right, Angela, you are up.
Well, since Brandon just picked mine, I 100% agree with everybody's analysis. So I guess we should even have a talk show, a podcast. I think everybody already knows. So I think having those 3 up in the face.
You could have had the number 2 pick, Angela. You do know that.
No.
I mean,
I like for the same reasons you chose Aubrey. I think I like Camilla for the same reasons, the exact same reasons. I think she's underestimated, but I think she'll come out stronger and better. But because of what has been publicized with the 3, Suri and Ozzy and Joe, I'm going to have to go with the public just because, and maybe it is scripted. I don't know. I don't think it is, but because I too played. So I'm just going to say Joe. I'm going to go with Joe.
I think he's a good pick. I think that one of the things I liked about Joe and what I was thinking about is because of his maturity and age and the way he had, I thought, a better grasp of the dynamics of being on the tribe with other people and the things, just the way he played, I thought he is going to be able to connect with old school players as well as the new era players. And so he's going to be a formidable player this year. I just see that with him. So I really like Joe. I think that's a smart pick.
Well, I will tell you, as every season they pick a servicing type of line, whether it be military, firefighter, police officer, to connect, of course, with the population. And I too played a very value-based game, but we learned sometimes the right thing's not always better than the popular, and vice versa. I think what Joe did, he played a very value-based game. And I think I've heard him say multiple times on podcasts and posts, I think he's going to turn into a slight little bit of villain. He's still going to have that integrity, but I think he's going to approach the game slightly different this time.
Yeah, I think Joe was. We were told the Joe and Eva story throughout season 48, and then it's revealed like the next to last episode. It's hinted at, and then the last episode. No one else was here for the Joe and Eva story other than Jeff Probst and production edit. That was it. And I think he was violently exposed as not as great as what we think. Now, I think a player like Joe and others that we'll get to had a chance to rewatch what that edit was, what that story was, and hopefully address what they did wrong. Like for an Aubrey, Wentworth told me, like, she was just like, Aubrey had 3 seasons just like in the small window of where it's, this is you, this is what you do, and this is what we can use against you. And yes, Joe is on the heels of something like that. However, he's on the heels of something like that with real Survivor. And I feel like a character like Joe, who other than the edit, did not thrive in new Survivor, Joe would have thrived in old Survivor. And I think season 50 is going to be a closer representation of that.
Along with all that, I think that Joe also, when he lost, I think he was able to learn the most about the game than anybody else, especially on this new era group. I don't know if Camilla, she's a great player. I don't think she was able to learn how she could have done a little bit better as much as Joe did. So I think that Joe can learn so much from how he played. And I think that's another great pick.
I do. And now, I'm looking at Ozzy, and I do love some Ozzy. I have to say, I think he brings a lot. I think I want to see him with Jonathan, kind of who's the provider, who's doing all the stuff, who's the kind of a thing. But I have this player that I've really liked over the years. I think he brings a lot. I want to see him do well. Maybe it's wishful thinking, but I got to pick some Rick. I got to get Devins in there. I really just like, I think we're going to see something new out of him. Maybe he's a student of the game. He's really invested in a lot of the stuff with these other players. I think we're going to see something out of him. I could be completely wrong. And I usually do terribly at these. I go with my heart over my head many times, but I got to get Devins. So that's my pick.
I see Devins leaving the camp more than most to try to find an idol. I feel there's going to be a complacency on half this cast of just if there's an idol. Like the old school mentality is we didn't have idols when we played. And even if we did, like, we're just better than a fucking idol, so we don't care. Whereas Devins thrived with the idols. So I love the go-to-ativeness of Devins to find that. And as far as being a scumbag, I remember being at a charity event, and we're sitting on the balcony, and it's me and Ethan Zahn, who much like myself is a scumbag in real life, and Wendell, who's also a scumbag in real life, and Devins, and maybe there was the devil's lettuce on said balcony, and he was just like, "This is the coolest thing I've ever done," and I'm like, "Welcome to the cis side." young Padawan. So yeah, I think Devon's could be a new Sith villain recruit, and I am here for Devon's 2.0, the bad guy journey.
I agree. Love it. All right, Alex, we're throwing it to you. You're going to get a double pick here. So who's your first one? We can't hear you though.
Thank you. Smile theory isn't going to work this year, so that's off the table. This is totally out there, guys. But I always go with my heart. Christian. This guy is a level 99 mind. Okay, this guy he's a brainiac. Okay, so he's gonna mastermind this thing. He's been studying the game. He's ran every equation. He's got the AI hooked in. He's already done the probability on every single scenario.
Right.
This guy's got it on lock. Okay.
Christian.
He is your archetype. That is your favorite type of player right there.
Yeah.
That
He's
is
the
my
underdog. Nobody would expect me to win. Guess what? I'm winning.
That's my least favorite archetype. And Alex, you are a 1,000,000,000% cooler than Christian Hibicki or John Cochran. That is not an archetype to reach for when I can already look at you and see that you're in the cool kids club, and these guys never will be.
Yeah, I'm more of a prep archetype, if I'm being honest. But I grew up watching this, and
I get it. So I've just always hated. I mean, like someone could, like Jonny Fairplay. You're 5'8", 145 pounds. Aren't you that? I'm like, nope. I am currently the Boca Raton Championship Wrestling Cruiserweight Champion of the world. I am a fucking stud. I am an athlete. I am a badass. I am a villain. I am not a nerd. And Christian Hibicki's a nerd.
Johnny, you are 100% the scumbag archetype. In the realm of archetypes, you are that's totally it. This guy's a nerd. He's the nerd archetype through and through. 100%. I'm prep. Okay, I'm prep. I'm preppy. It is what it is.
You're allowed to lean there. Okay, that's fine.
Right,
you're allowed to lean the other way too, because most preppies I knew were asshole jerks in high school.
He invited Christian to his lunch table. That's where
there
we're
you go. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you need you need the mastermind, right? So
you need someone to do your homework.
Exactly. Yeah. He has his place. Okay. And for me, I'm using him to mastermind the game.
Okay.
He's my puppet, and he's going to win for me.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
There you go.
He will say differently in confessionals, and he might get more airtime. So who's to say who's puppeting who?
Now, I was going to pick
I know him. You're looking at Genevieve, aren't you?
Well, you know what? I was so disappointed by Genevieve. She's got smile theory. She's got a great smile. She seems to be well-rounded in most things, but she's just.
You're not going.
I don't know. I think she's weak. I like Genevieve before I knew her, but now I know her. Sorry, what was that, Flair Play?
Don't start off with Christian and Genevieve.
Yes.
No. I was gonna pick Jonathan because now I got the brains and I got the brawn, and then I'd be like, whoa, I got both sides of I got jock and I got nerd. How could I lose? But I'm not gonna do that.
No balance.
No. I'm gonna go coach. This guy, he's the
Tidewalker now.
He's gonna start spinning things. He's gonna start narrating. He's like that voice on high, and this guy looks better now than he looked 20 years ago. He's got it. He's got mojo. He's got something. He's got a secret sauce.
Yeah, he was the Dragon Slayer his first season. I thought he was one of the most amazing characters in the history. I have coached top 10 player of all time as far as personality. I thought he was a dud his second season. I thought they finished the story on his third season. It was good. Now, it was okay. I don't like it, but whatever. It was fine. It was a good closure. However, if you're doing season 50, I'm putting a coach on there. I'll allow it. I co-sign it. But he's already said he's no longer the Dragon Slayer. He's the Tidewalker. And I'm like, oh my God, we got a new name. We got a new fucking t-shirt. I love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
More merch, baby. Let's go.
Someone's calling me. Something about him this season. If you watch his social media, this guy's on another level. He's got motion.
And who doesn't want to play with Coach? Who on this island's like, you know what? I don't want to deal with him.
He's going to be the narrator of the
season. Rizzo does not want to play with Coach.
Rizzo's not going to be on that island for very long.
he's a poor man's Rob C.
I love that. Well, we've all gone old school. We're going to continue that. This once again, I'm going with my heart. I adore Stephanie. I just think she'd be a great player to have. So I like her grit.
Yeah. Peek behind the curtain. Stephanie was supposed to be on. So Australia versus the World was originally booked as Survivor versus the US, and she was cast. I was the alternate.
Huh.
So
really,
and then someone from America who puts it in the hands of the fans said it can't be the US, it has to be the world, and then they dropped it to 3 US players.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but Stephanie was on the list if it was the other.
Oh, very fun.
And so was Kelly Wentworth. How about that?
Oh,
wow.
Okay, so you're at Parvati, Surrey, Tony, and then you mentioned Kelly
LaGrossa, Kelly Wentworth, Tyson, and Cochran.
Okay. Very wow.
That would have been a heck of a team.
And I was the alternate. And I'm just like, where did you get your fucking
take Cochran's place? That would have been brilliant.
Well, I was just like, where'd you get the and so the casting person, the producer for Australia via the US at that time, she said she literally did a top 10 Survivor Google search because she's not familiar with US Survivor. And I was number 9 on her list. And I'm just like, whatever Google search has John Cochran above me is the worst fucking Google list I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely.
All right, Angela, you are up. Who are you putting with Joe?
Good night. Well, I guess I'm going to go with Camilla. I'm going to stay with my original thought. Hopefully she can learn from her mistakes, and actually I felt that she was great with her alliances. I think a lot of the players that have made it as far in the game as they have is because they're strong alliances, whether it be one person, and she did prove that. So out of the ones left, I think I'm going to go with her.
Yeah, I think Camilla's in trouble for the fact that there are 3 48s, and I don't think anyone appreciates 3 of anything.
True that.
Yeah. So, but I feel of the 3, those 2 are the safest. I feel Kyle has the biggest target of anyone of the 48 group. So, which if you get rid of a Joe, or if you get rid of a Kyle, and then you get rid of a Joe, Camilla, there is no eyes on Camilla.
Right. She could probably hide in a lot of it.
But if you don't have access to a Joe, and if you don't have access to a Kyle, you're taking the hit on Camilla to weaken the other 2.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's got to come out strong this time.
Yeah. She just needs to make some fucking friends right out of the gate.
Right.
Good.
I want her and Kyle to fake another, we don't know each other thing. Just
shut up.
Good luck.
But I liked Camilla. I liked her season. I liked her and Kyle a whole lot. I
don't put her on season 50. Honestly, I've met her. I love her. I think she's great. I don't put her on season 50 ever.
I think she's a Carolyn replacement for sure.
Why? How?
No,
what universe?
I would say that I would put Carolyn on in place of Camilla.
So, but I mean, I had Abby Maria on my podcast, and we were talking about the being snubbed from season 50, and production or casting literally told her, they were like, look, we're casting the 40-year-old woman role. That's what we're casting for, and they chose Chrissy over Abby Maria. I'm not casting Abby Maria for the 40-year-old woman role.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, why is that the bubble that you have for her? Like, you have completely missed the assignment if you think Abby Maria is the 40-year-old woman.
Mm-hmm. Unless she's changed dramatically since we know that Chrissy is that
She is the 40-year-old woman. So if Chrissy got cast over Abby Maria for the 40-year-old woman role, yes, but that's not like that. That's not the Venn diagram that I'm drawing for fucking Abby Maria. You're insane.
Right. Angela, did you have more to say on that? I saw you about to say something.
No, you're good.
Okay, perfect. I'll go ahead and pick then. So this isn't a 4-hour episode. I don't think that he's going to make it back to me because I think Jonny Fairplay is going to go to old era, and I'm going to pick Ozzy. I still think that Surrey, Ozzy, Joe thing means something. I really do, and I think it means it can go far. Maybe not all the way. Again, I think Ozzy's another player who, experience and old age hopefully equals wisdom for him. He made a lot of dumb mistakes during his last 2 games. Great player, but just doesn't have that second or third piece of the game, and that is the social game. And I think that he's going to rely more on maybe even Surrey in this case, maybe the loyalty of Joe in this case. I just think that those 3 on that tribe is going to be huge. So I'm going to go with Ozzy.
I agree.
Yeah, I played with Ozzy. We smoked a lot of weed before Micronesia. He smuggled an ounce down his pants through TSA. It was great.
I believe.
There were pregame alliances, brother.
Yeah. All right, Johnny, you got 2 picks.
All right, so I feel like I need to go back in time a little bit. So I do a cast assessment every year, and I've been doing my podcast now for 7 years, which equals 14 freaking seasons. And if I predict you to win, that means you will not win, and I have completely destroyed your game because that's what I do. I am. It is the worst. So that's my first pick. Was not my first pick. That was Kelly Wentworth's pick, and that was 2 weeks ago. And then this past week, I had Mike Turner, Hoboken Mike, and his winner pick was Jonathan. So I'm going to take Jonathan because, once again, I am not good at this, and I do not want to sabotage someone's $1 million or maybe more. Who's to say? So I'm going with Hoboken Mike. I feel I'm screwed here because this is a snake draft. I get to go again. I don't have my third tribe cast assessment, my special guest pick. So now I'm going with the heart, and my heart is telling me Jenna Lewis was one of the first people I ever met in Survivor. She is the most old school of old school on this cast. So Jenna Lewis, if I was really picking, if I did not let Kelly Wentworth make my first pick, if I did not let Hoboken Mike make my second pick, I am picking Jenna Lewis as my winner pick.
Which means, Jenna, it's going to be a great 2 days on that island compared to what Johnny has said about his picks. Yes.
I have literally destroyed her fucking game. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to. Should I take it back?
I don't think you can. I mean, the picture is on the camera.
The graphic is there, right?
It's there. She is on your tribe, and you have said the words.
All right, Brandon.
All right, back to me. Were you considering, Johnny, do me a favor, were you considering Ozzy at all?
No, I played with Ozzy. He's not very good at the he's a very good friend. Like I like Ozzy a lot, but I there's enough heavy hitters here that that Ozzy is a threat. Either he's gonna do what he's gonna do, like he's just a vibe guy, and if I'm a cerebral assassin, a vibe guy doesn't work for me. Like Sugar, like I'm doing the premiere in Arizona. I'm going to be there with Rupert and Sugar and Sage and Jawan and Todd Herzog and others. Sugar is one of my best friends. I would get rid of Sugar first if I ever played a game with her because she's more of a vibe girl. I am strictly logic, and vibe shit does not exist in my world. So yeah, Ozzy's a vibe guy. I told Ozzy that like on Micronesia, if like I was just like I was gonna get rid of you first prior to meeting him. And then we smoked a lot of weed. I'm just like, you bought yourself 6 days. I'm like, you're now going home day 6 instead of day 3. So, but if I had stayed, honestly, the consensus was we were getting rid of Parvati first on Micronesia. So that Survivor multiverse ruins everything right there. If I had stayed.
I love this behind the scenes information today, guys. This is
I know it's so cool.
This is good.
All right, Brandon, you got to make a pick here.
I got it in between 2, and I'm just trying to figure out which one I think I'll be able to get on the turn here. I got so many people.
Just tell us both of yours so we can make sure that happens for you.
Yeah. It's between Savannah and Riz. Your pick. No, I am going to. It's not. I am going to pick the guy who got me my first victory on these drafts in the first place, and that is my friend Kyle. I think Kyle. I know he's a winner. I know it's going to be quite impossible for a winner to win. He's my guy. I think that I would have played the same kind of game he would play. Not that I hope I'd win Survivor, but with Kyle, I think he's so good at reading the room and trying to figure out exactly where he's supposed to be. He's the guy who basically had the line that, you can't be the funniest in the room. You got to be funny enough. I think he's going to do just enough to get by and hopefully squeak it out at the very end to take it home. So I am going to choose a former winner, my first New Era person, and that is going to be Kyle.
All right. Angela, it's over to you. And did we lose Angela? We lost Angela.
Angela's
she
gone.
Dropped off.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
We're going to come back to her. I'm going to do a pick then.
I hate Kyle, by the way.
Not
a Kyle lover.
If I'm playing a returnee season and I haven't won $1 million, you're not getting $2 million on my season. I assure you.
Yeah, I agree with
that. But if you have $100 million like Mike White.
Yeah, like Jenna Lewis is the closest to Jonny Fairplay on this cast. Jenna Lewis is not allowing a winner to win a second $1 million.
I understand this. I understand this. I think there's.
I don't think Cerie's allowing it either.
Well, Cerie's going to win it, so I got to. Now I'm just picking players, guys.
Okay, I got you. I'm with you.
All right. Well, I'm going to go because I have to get a duo here that I think is the ultimate duo that I believe will come together in some way, shape, or form, if possible. So I'm gonna go with Chris. I gotta get a mom in there for that 40-year-old mom role or whatever.
40-year-old woman role for season 50 above Abby Maria, Chrissy Hoffback.
Yeah,
such a long title now.
Yeah, and for I am a Chrissy Hoffback stan. I put Chrissy Hoffback on season 50.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jeff literally created Fire Challenge because he couldn't stand the thought of her winning and Ben not. That's why he created the Fire at 4.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
they're one of the most deserving players to come back.
Yeah.
Very,
yeah.
very,
so I love, but
I would even put her on my top 5 I would want on this season. Mm-hmm.
But she's not competing for Abby Maria for that spot. Abby Maria's on and Chrissy Hoffback is on.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So let's
Alex is up next.
She's on. Abby Maria has D spot. Boom, done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. Interesting picks here. I mean, everyone's saying Charlie. I don't like the Charlie pick. I mean, it is what it is. I something doesn't sit right with me about that guy. I don't know.
You look like the dirty version. You look like the Drew McIntyre version of Charlie.
I love it. That's why we're kind of competing for the spot, right? I got to get Johnny's opinion. I got to get the opinion. So you're not going to vote for the guy who's already got, who already won $1 million. But what about the guy who's got $100 million, Johnny? Mike White.
Me personally,
Are they going to keep him on because they want to be on the next season of White Lotus?
It's one or the other. I've never seen White Lotus, so I don't give a fuck. So if he's on my tribe, I'm getting rid of him. But I mean, fuck. I mean, if Rob C had been on here, I think there's people that would have kept Rob C just to be on his fucking podcast.
Exactly.
And if you're trying to tell me Rob C's podcast is more important than White Lotus, you're insane.
Well, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Mike White, actually.
Okay.
I
don't hate it. As I said, if it's me, he's fucked. But maybe Mike White is like, why is Fairplay? Who doesn't want to be on White Lotus? Why does Fairplay hate you guys making potential money down? Like you get a residual check every year,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking if he's going to be doing something, you want to work with Mike White. He did School of Rock. I think we need a School of Weed.
Yeah. He also did the Emoji Movie, which is considered the worst movie of all time.
This is true.
And I'm
kind of cooking over here, though, with Christian and Coach and Mike White. You seeing the vibe here?
Oh, I get it. I could see that circle being like making me hate this season more than any other season in the history of Survivor.
So are you going
Excellent.
along with this? Because I know exactly who you're picking fourth if you're keeping this vibe.
If I'm keeping the vibe on this tribe,
let's do it.
Okay, they need one person. See, I was about to get. I hate. Okay,
it's got to come out of your mouth.
I hate everybody that's left almost, but I'll go with what's her name? Emily.
Flippin'. You're going flippin'.
Oh wow.
Okay, so the reason you got to go with Emily is because she's the last survivor of this brainiac. This brainiac, weird, kind of goofball. She's the lone survivor. If she wins, it's because she's the lone survivor of it. And they work their brainiac skills on the jury to give it.
What COVID hits, they just remove everyone. That's the only way she wins. So
yep.
Well, you're gonna be surprised. Because she's gonna inherit all the gifts of the previous brainiacs.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
I would not have put her on this. I felt we got the beginning, middle, end of her story. And I just liked the beginning. I didn't like the middle or the end or care. I only thought she was entertaining when she sucked. And she publicly stated multiple times that she was done with Survivor. So why are you going to be on my TV?
Why are you taking up a space where someone else could be?
Yeah. So
yep.
I am not.
I hear you.
Sorry, but I mean, like, I've chatted with her. She seems wonderful. I as a person, I've heard she's awesome, and kudos to that. But I do not endorse this spot ever and never on my pick list.
Well, I got to pick, and I'm kind of torn. I don't want to pick. I love D, but I don't want to pick a winner because I think they're not getting through. I'm going to pick somebody that I think I liked their game a bit. I think that they could go somewhere with it. So I'm going to pick Tiffany.
Oh, you thief of my joy. She was next.
Well,
it's a great pick, Bree. She's one of those two that she fits that mold of kind of why Sarah Lacina won her season, is that her first season again, she ended up in the midsection. I think it's the same reason why those people that play a second game kind of do better. Amber Burkich from All Stars, she ended up kind of in the middle range of her first season, and ended up with Rob at the end, who's also a mid-range season. So I think these mid-range people who will go out like 5th through 10th have a better shot than somebody else.
Why is she on 50 other than being Q's adversary? Why is she there? Why is this not Carolyn or Abby Maria?
Agreed.
Yeah, she's the worst, probably the worst, least remarkable player out of this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No. And if this were like, and no shade, because I enjoyed Tiff. If this was New Era All Stars, I'll allow it. If this was second chance, I'll allow it. But season 50, this is a slap in the face. I mean,
I think we're not going to. We don't know enough about her though. I think we'll see more of who she really is.
But this is season 50. It's not. We don't know enough. Well, guess what? We know enough about the people that should have been on season 50.
And I don't even
right here.
I'm not picking a Q or a Genevieve. I'm not picking the Riz, God, and Savannah. D already won. I'm 50? Not a Charlie, and I wouldn't pick a Q. So
you wouldn't have put any of those on season 50?
I would not have put Riz on 50 or Q or Genevieve.
Oh, I'm definitely putting. I have Q easily in my top 10, and I'm not even a fan, but I have like of the new era pool to choose from. Q is the first round pick.
It's that personality thing. He adds what Coach did.
He's Coach.
But I feel like it wasn't as intentional as Coach.
I think he was very intentional.
Q skirt. I love his best episode was the hide and go seek game where he basically told us to just us, hey, I'm playing this game to get everybody's strategy out, but the Q thing to do would be to not use that strategy that you just came up with. And I want to see that on my game. I want the Q skirt. He says he's gonna have a Q wagon.
I don't want the Q skirt. I was serious. The Q skirt I allowed for one. I did not need to see every, and like literally every appearance he did afterwards was the Q skirt.
The person I would put in Tiffany's place, I think, is Shan. And the reason why is because I think anybody who played season 41 with all the crazy that went down that season, somebody deserves it, just like Chrissy did, to come out that season and be like, hey, we threw you and threw a loop that season. You deserve to come back and see what you can really do. And I think Shan was the MVP of that season. I would definitely throw Shannon over Tiff.
I love Shan. I don't think production did.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. So, and I don't think the Challenge USA liked her either. So, but I met her and I like her. So, but I've also met her and she's quirky. She's very quirky. So I could see where production would have a problem with, because quirky with, two people hanging out is very different than quirky working with production. And quirky with production is you're a fucking pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, also good to know there's a couple people that, you try to figure out why is that person not on. I'm still confused about Jonathan Penner not being back on. But maybe that's another underling story someplace and why he didn't.
I think Angela gave her pick. She picks
Queen D.
Yeah. So, but no, I think when they were putting this cast together, they kind of saw the writing on the wall. Like season 49 had the worst ratings in the history of the show. And once again, I think if you look at the new era as a whole, it is a step down from what we had before. And if you look at what the Challenge does, and Survivor has stolen from the Challenge over the years, I think we're going to get returning players. So if you are filling out this cast, you're just like, okay, if we do this for 51 and 52 is heroes, villains, who do we not put on here? Because we're not putting most of those people from this cast on season 52. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where potentially a Shan shows back up. That's where potentially a Carolyn shows up. That's where potentially a Russell Hantz or a Jonny Fairplay or a Rupert, shows up on a heroes villains.
Yep. So her next pick was, she stole mine. I missed him. I wrote him right by Kyle on my list, and she picks Colby Donaldson for her 5th pick now. So stole that one.
Does the Superman suit fit again?
It hasn't fit the last 1 or 2 seasons for him, but we will find out.
He looks good. He looks good.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I've gotten to his tribe yet. I think that's the last cast. So I have to see who I can imagine in my head who he's left with. He could be in a good spot.
Mm-hmm.
Season 50 is a celebration of the first 50 seasons. if you're coming after us old schoolers out of the gate, then you're a fucking asshole, man. I mean, and I can imagine a world in which the new era, or sorry, the new school and the old school are working collectively against the new era, going, sorry, fuckos. Like, we've been on the shelf for 5 years because of your bullshit. Bye-bye.
And didn't we see kind of something like that at Winners at War when the newer...
It was the opposite. It was the new school said, you've had your time. It's our time. So as I said, I could see something very similar, but with a different dynamic.
Absolutely. And I think they're going to, if they're smart enough, I think they see that and you're like, we saw what happened at Winners at War. That's not going to happen again. Yeah. Ethan and Rob could never figure out how to get everybody together right. And they just got destroyed. So I think the very opposite could very well happen.
And I think that's what the fans want. I mean, I'm like, maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe the fandom has changed, but if the ratings are the lowest they've ever been, and the whole idea of 50 is to bring back the old fans, then I think the old fans want to see the old school and the new school dominate the new era.
100%.
And we're showing this on this draft because there's only one person who is not in the new era still available. And I'm going to have to take her for that reason alone. That is Angelina. Again, we are 4th round. Angelina is a 4th round, I believe. I don't know how much she offers the game when it comes to...
She's great. the obliviousness of
does somebody need a jacket? I think she's getting cold. Get her a jacket.
Dramatic.
Yeah, so 4th pick, I pick her because I want to also cheer for these guys. I'm a fan of Angelina. I don't think she's going to win this game, but man, she's going to be fun to keep around for a very long time, especially when she gets a little nippy.
Her kryptonite was her coat, and she has a coat.
She's ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, like literally the only thing preventing her from winning Dave versus Goliath was a coat, and she's got it.
Yeah, nice windbreaker. Yes.
All right, Johnny. Well, you got
I think he's going to have the biggest, most obnoxious coat you've ever seen.
A pink coat. Johnny, you got the next 2 picks.
Last 2
for you. Wow. All right. Well, this is going to be fun. I have become friends over the last few months with this person. This is against what I typically do. However, I'm going friend pick here for first and foremost. I'm going Savannah.
Ooh, okay.
I don't like the idea of being a winner. I don't like the idea of being a new winner. I think all those things work immensely against her. However, if you're not going to have Parvati, I'm going to have new Parvati. Why we have 2 new Parvatis, being Dee and Savannah, I don't know. Once again, Carolyn and Abby Maria were on the board. Don't get it, but yeah. So I'm going a friend pick there, and honestly, I think one of the I'm typically a character-driven person. However, I think this person is one of the smartest, best players to have ever played the game. I wish she had grown up 10 years earlier. I think Genevieve wins any season of Survivor other than the new era all day long.
There we go.
What do you like about Genevieve?
I just she's a throwback to what Parvati was and what Vesepia was. These brilliant, strong, amazing female players that had dominance over the game. However, I think in the new era, it doesn't work as if you're not winning enough immunities when you are available. They are like that. That's what worked for Savannah, but she kept winning immunities. I think if Genevieve could have kept winning immunities, she wins her season 47. But I think on a earlier era, new school or old school, I think Genevieve doesn't have to win those immunities, and she's the one she doesn't win. She skates through, like, you're not thinking about her being a dominant woman. She's just a player.
Yeah.
And because I blame Jeff more than anything, because Jeff was like, you now have the record for the most. It's just like, shut up.
Yeah.
We were kayfabe, brother. I mean, like I purposely did. Like I have the record for most rewards enjoyed by a single player in a single season in the history of the show. Jeff never mentioned that because he doesn't mention rewards, thank God. And I just kept. I got every single reward but 2 on my season. And one of them, when I went to raid the other tribe, I got their shampoo and conditioner. So I feel like I got all but the breakfast reward. So, but when it comes to immunities, Jeff likes to talk about that shit. I purposely didn't want to win immunity because I didn't want anyone knowing that I have some momentum going in any way whatsoever. And I feel that Genevieve in a old school or new school season, he's not mentioning that shit. And she goes far because they're not thinking about it.
Yeah, I was notoriously heartbroken. I was a huge Genevieve believer, picked her as my winner on her season, thought she would shoe in to win. And then, yeah, I think your assessment is right. She was painted as this big threat, and it didn't really, it wasn't really why. It didn't really come across on the screen. She was this cold-blooded killer, but nothing really gave that, indication on the season. So, interesting. Yeah, and I agree.
She gave that indication in her confessionals, and I feel like Jeff was saying confessional shit, and it's just like, shut up.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Brandon, over to you.
Yeah. I think why these players are at the end is because first it's whatever the reverse of the recency bias is. It's hey, these guys just played, let's get them out. Also the fact that New Era has 3 winners. All the old school eras and stuff, they have 0 winners. So you're right, fair play with, do you want to give anybody $1 million who already has $1 million or $10 million all against them, which is why these players are.
There's 2 parties. There's Dee and Savannah. They're both new party.
True.
So
Yep.
and I did say that.
Absolutely. I'm going to go ahead. I don't think Rizzo has a chance at all. I don't think Charlie out of anybody has a chance. I really liked him and thought he got, his best friend, Maria, doesn't give him the vote at the end of the season.
They're still not talking.
What's that?
They're still not talking.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. See, now I want to give him a sympathy vote. But I got to Q.
Maybe Maria knows something that you don't, is what I'm saying.
Are you doing Q?
I'm going to go. I want to pick Charlie, but you know what? This is going to be completely hard on this one. I'm going to go Q. I want to see more Q than Taylor Swift type stuff. Yeah. I think Charlie can go a little further than Q. I think Q's going to blow up and maybe out first, but I'm going to cheer for him while he's still there. So Q's on my team.
Same.
All right. I'm gonna pass this one to Alex because I want to see Alex's pick, and then I'll put the last one on Angela's team. I'm pretty okay with my team. I'm going to lose. It is okay. I'm used to that, and I'm happy and proudly wearing that banner. So, Alex, I want to see, are you going the RIZGOD or are you going Charlie?
I'm getting all the nerds.
You did it.
Then you get both of them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm getting. Yeah, that's a good point because Riz is a total. Yeah. Coach is actually, he's an ascended nerd. He actually is a nerd, but he's a high level nerd.
But he doesn't know it.
Yes. But he doesn't know it.
I think the others all know they're nerds.
Right. He doesn't. Because if you look at him, like, you remember back in the 90s when like those people were like really into feng shui and like they were totally nerdy, but like they didn't know it. And it's like they were into this Far East and this. That was Coach, right? Totally.
I called him out. I was just when I met Coach was right after a season. I can remember just like, oh my God, you were like the most lovable douchebag ever. He's like, what do you mean by douchebag? And I'm like, have you seen your clothes? Like, right. Like you really dress like Steven Seagal. Like you're a fucking nerd. Like you're
right. He's a nerd. Yeah,
you're a douchebag. But he didn't know.
He's got motion now. He just has almost transcended the nerd archetype, but he's still there. He can't overcome it.
I'm with you. Yeah.
So, all right. Well, there's our list. Yeah. I got a couple things I know we got to wrap things up, but first things I got to ask Johnny's question. This bothered us the whole season last season. What do you think about the viewing experience knowing that Riz and Savannah were already in 50? How did that affect how you watch season 49?
Yeah. Because I'm just like I would just based on the tribe layouts, it looked like they were potentially going to do 3 winners, 1 winner from each tribe from the new school represented. So I'm just like, okay, so that means Rizzo or Savannah wins, and I hated knowing like I season 49 should have been New Era All Stars, and there is nothing else season 49 should have been, and that is an epic fail by Survivor. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. New Era All Stars was 49, and they dropped the fucking ball. However, I will submit to the fact that I think Savannah is an amazing player. I think Rizzo is an amazing player. I think Sophie is I think we got some great stuff from 49. And if we're only bringing back returning players moving forward, we would never have them in the lexicon. So that's my only caveat. But that huge drop ball, season 49 should have been New Era All Stars.
And I think my opinion of both would have been different had I not known they were already on. And I think you have that whole bias of I don't want to see the winner win. So I'm already against her. I'm already against kind of Rizzo in that way too.
I didn't know. I thought it could have been either one. I had no idea which one, but like I kind of resent both of them because I'm just like, well, which one? Like you've semi spoiled it for me, and I don't want to be spoiled. Like I do me picking the first boot on my Tribecast assessment is a good podcast because it's just like, okay, this guy knows Survivor more than most people that will ever play and or watch the show ever. And if this guy is so far off, then this is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's why, once again, I'm trying to win. So I'm just like, okay, I consider Kelly Wentworth a genius in the game. Who does she say is going to win? So I'm picking her. Mike Turner, who, if he doesn't shit the bed in that final jury, he wins season 42 as Survivor. No problem. I respect Mike Turner's opinion. So who does he think is going to win?
Mm-hmm.
So with those 2 caveats, I'm just like, all right, now here's what Jonny Fairplay does. Maybe I'm right. Maybe because I'm due for a fucking win, brother. Don't get me wrong. Maybe Jenna Lewis wins season 50, and I love it. I mean, from season 1 to season 50, that if I don't get the Cerise storyline, that's the storyline I want. Jenna Lewis winning. Mm-hmm. But if history repeats itself, I think I just fucked Jenna Lewis, like metaphor.
Metaphorically, of course.
We understood.
On the other list that I'm not included on.
All right, there's one more thing I want to get to, and I said it probably as soon as the teaser dropped that Mr. Beast was going to be on the show in some way, shape, or form. We've seen Beast. I've seen Beast games. I know that they went and played. Sue got to go over there and play on the island with Jeff. My prediction, I'd love to get feedback on this from you, Jonny. My prediction is he shows up and the prize is $5 million this season.
I'm going a different route.
Okay.
But kind of the same. I think the prize for the winner is not going to be $1 million. I think it is either going to be $2 million or $5 million. That's what I think the prize will be. I'm thinking Mr. Beast shows up relatively early and says, whoever wants $1 million right now to leave this fucking game, here's $1 million. And if you think you could fucking stop me from running and grabbing that briefcase, you're insane. And here's the crazy thing about that. I've had this conversation with multiple New Era players, and with the exception of one, every New Era player said that they would never take the briefcase because if you do, Survivor will never call you again. My reply to that is, do not fucking call me. I have $1 million. I have zero desire to lay on the fucking ground if I just got $1 million ever again. So I've gotten $1 million, but if I got $1 million in one fell swoop, do not call this number. I am good. And their second thing is, I'm not going to take it because I want them to call me again. If they call any of these fucking new era players a second time, will be divine intervention. Most of them shouldn't have been on ever, if not a second time, and never a third time. So take the fucking money. You're done.
I think also we have 24 players in this game that have to be voted off in 25 days. I'm hoping that there's 3 or 4 that because this whole thing that, hey, if you're one of 3 to take this, go ahead and take it. Go ahead and send them home. I want to see people play to win this game, and I think that's a great option to throw out those players in a way that is Mr. Beast-esque, and I think that fits the bill for sure.
I love that. I love that idea. I said, I know it's going to be bigger money. I know they were, there's that Dondi, we had the Deal or No Deal Island where the
Which
Golden
canceled
God.
the show. Season 3 was supposed to be me and King George.
I know. So are you going to do something with King George?
They were doing pairs for season 3.
Wow. Are you going to, do you have anything in the works to do something with King George?
Lot of drinking during the World Cup.
There you go.
But otherwise, I have something coming up, but I do not, unless I am unaware, I do not think King George is involved production wise.
Cool.
All right.
Well, if you're not doing anything and you're near the Indianapolis area, we are doing a premiere party on Wednesday, the 25th, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. at Fowling. Jonny, one more time, give away your party information for the premiere.
Sure. For the premiere, I'm going to be in Arizona with Rome, Rupert, Sage, Joanne, Sugar, Todd Herzog, Kim Atina from Deal or No Deal Island, and others. Just check out Rome's social media. I think it's Rome the host on Instagram. And then for the rest of the season, me and Richard Hatch will be touring. I will also have these new, if you check my social media, they're available. Our robbed icons, me and Richard Hatch t-shirts will be available at all those, and available now. So just shoot me a message. SurvivorTix.com.
Grab one of those from you.
Yeah, they're available. So SurvivorTix.com, SurvivorTix.com. Join me there, and just shoot me a message on any of my social media if you're interested in a robbed icon shirt. I think we're getting hats done this week as well. And then for the premiere, I'm going to have a First Boots Legends t-shirt with me and Sugar. So get ready for that.
Awesome.
Love it.
Awesome. If you're still watching us, QR code is right over there. Go ahead. You have about 10 more minutes to go ahead and apply to be one of 4 people to play in the same exact fantasy draft contest Monday of next week, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Represent your time zone. It has been fantastic to be part of the Idol Search. There's still plenty more all over the country in the next couple of days. If you haven't been, drive in the car, get to one of those locations, chance to meet some Survivor castaways and have a great experience. Some are just walk-ups, you take your picture. Some you're like traveling around in caves, climbing and doing some crazy stuff. But you might see a Jonny Fairplay or our other guest, Miss Angela Stevens, at maybe another one. Who knows?
Me and Tyson are the only 2 that did 2 states. Tyson did Utah and Arizona, and I did North Carolina and Virginia.
Oh, very fun. You have any more that you're going to, or are you done with 2?
No, I am done. I'm just getting ready for, I leave next Monday. I arrive like next Monday at 1 a.m. to Arizona, and like I'm trying to get my the t-shirts done in time for the First Boot Legends shirt. So I'm very happy with the 2 that I did. North Carolina had over 2,500 fans. Virginia had over 1,000 fans, and so we locked, as a result, we locked in a Newport News Survivor viewing party with me and Hatch. And I think it'll be announced tomorrow, Richmond, Virginia. I'll be there. And March 11th, if we can block in Indiana, we could make it on my birthday.
Our numbers are going up. We're north of 100 right now, which is kind of what you said as your, okay, we can start considering these things. So we'll see how it goes.
We're against the clock. We're very much against the clock.
I believe that. We'll talk offline on this Indianapolis Fairplay experience. But even if you don't see any survivors there, just the fandom that takes place and talking to other people.
The fellowship is crazy.
It's amazing. You
It's
got to
so
go
cool.
check it out. Bree, Alex, anything?
I'll let Alex last word, and then I'm going to wrap us up.
No, super fun. Thanks so much for joining us, Johnny. Please come back anytime. We love you here. We were Jonny Fairplay lovers on this show. So please come back.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Or did I pick okay?
You did good,
picked
Johnny. I loved it.
I feel my picks that weren't mine were better than mine. And I'm just like, this is like, why are my gut instincts so not good?
Well, you can blame Kelly and Mike if you did not do a great job.
It pays off in other ways.
Okay.
You not picking right. That is maybe you're unlocking something there, Johnny. Maybe that's the key to it all along.
So, truth be told, Sari would have been my first pick if I had not done that podcast. And can we manifest a Sari win?
Can we do that? Because I would love to see that.
I think we just all. I mean, like, listen. I love Sari. She's one of my best friends. Like literally one of the coolest human beings on the planet. But like, I'm good on seeing Sari for a while. But I want her on 50, and I want her to win 50.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So can we
Then
just
she can
do that and
retire
for a while? No, not forever. But let's just take a break.
Sari break. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sari break.
Sari break.
Well, I was a Sari hater, honestly. I didn't like her, but then she was on poverty. I was like, okay, I'm kind of seeing it.
There you go.
Was a real big.
I've always been a fan. I love watching her play with her son.
Yeah, no, she's
so
great.
She played Big Brother with her son. I thought it was really cool. It's just really a great story. I love seeing her on TV and anything. I'll watch anything she's in. Just one of those kind of players that you just want to get more of. Just like Johnny, just like Angela. We appreciate you guys so much.
I needed a Boston Rob break. We got it, and then I'm like, okay, I'm back in on Boston Rob, but I needed a break. I just need a small Sari break after 50. But I wanted to finish the story, and then she chooses when she ends that break.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. She'll bring in the next chapter.
Again,
one last question for Fairplay. Who takes over for Jeff?
JLP.
Yeah, that's what you're thinking.
Thank you.
No, did you know they're neighbors?
Are they really?
He lives in Malibu.
Wow.
Conspicuous.
I'm
going to bed at 3 a.m.
And there's a rumor that Jeff is potentially looking at a summer Paramount Plus. Okay, hear me out. This is a crazy idea. He's never heard anything like this in his entire life. What if they did U.S. versus Australia?
I thought you were about to say, what if they do the first one voted off, like everybody says on those Facebook pages? I was like, you better not go that direction with it.
So there's a rumor that Jeff is looking at summer programming for Paramount Plus, and this is crazy because he's never heard anything like this. What about a U.S. versus Australia season? And that would be hosted by JLP. I'm like, that sounds great and original.
Yeah, we've never heard that on any Survivor social media platform ever.
I'd be watching. I'd be podcasting on it. I'd be doing all of it.
I think it's a great idea because it's all about content. And if Jeff doesn't want to do summer programming for Paramount Plus, JLP's available. It's your fucking neighbor. Look up your neighbor.
Well, I also think that coming off season 50 and all of the, I think it's the right time for it. Timing is everything. This is the absolute right time to do something like that. 100%.
Last call. One quick random prediction in the next year and a half. All of us, it can include Survivor season 50 or anything reality show based. I'm going to go with Jonny Fairplay on the next Traders. That's my guess. Bree, what's your big prediction?
Oh man, I'd love to see. I love Traders, one of my favorite shows. I love all that kind of stuff. I'd love to be a trader, murdering everybody every night. Oh hell yeah, get me in there. Prediction. I think we're gonna see Parvati doing something big on another show. I want to see her. I think we're gonna see more of her, even though she's
producing her own show.
Oh well, then there we go. Yeah, I would love to see her. I'd love to see a Survivor cast on Big Brother. Because then you don't have to sleep in the sand and the dirt, and we get slop.
Or Amazing Race. I mean,
Oh, I love Amazing Race. I do that when I DoorDash.
The Big Brother one, do the Survivor one. Who cares?
Alex, what about you?
Big predictions. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a JLP lover because he's got no catchphrases. Is there a JLP catchphrase?
It's all about penis and ball innuendo.
right. I guess he has his little quip. He's got his quips. That's his thing.
Yeah,
his little quips. Yeah, I think Jeff just goes on forever. I think he's he's a control freak.
Okay.
No one's taking over for Jeff. He's going to be going out there with the cane and the white hair.
I don't hate it.
He's never giving it up.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate either.
And,
I don't hate it either. It's a show. I mean, do what you want, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's 2 a.m. almost, or 3 a.m. almost in Vietnam, Alex. So I'm going to let you. We're going to wrap things up. I cannot thank you enough, Jonny, for being here today. Absolute blast. Please come back and hang out with us again. We would love it. And
I got to leave for the traders, but otherwise I'm good.
Yeah, that's fine. It's only 12 days in Scotland, and you know what happens in Scotland. So we're gonna. Alex is like, I'm out of here. I gotta go. It's late in Vietnam. He's traveling the world. We're stuck in the States. With love from Minneapolis. Thanks to the world for supporting us, and thanks for everybody being here today. Angela, we love you. Thank you for being here. Sorry that you had to drop off. Brandon, thanks for putting this together. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.
Bye everybody.